Thanks that I can be here. Thanks for the amazing talk. And yeah, Dimitri, I work at Emacs Digital, and just in short, we help brands that sell on Amazon sell more. So we collect a lot of data and do data analytics. But the topic here is Feathers.js. So first the question, who has heard of Feathers.js before? All right, a few. Have you used it before, the question? Okay, so I'll give an introduction. Feathers.js, basically what I'm going to talk about, why Feathers.js, then a small overview, create a small app, and if we have time, show you how to move stuff into microservices. So first of all, yeah, let's skip this. Let's start with what is Feathers.js. In short, it's basically built on Express.js, but it tries to put REST API and socket connections in one. So you can basically write one business logic, have your real-time data application in React where everything is super responsive, but can offer like the same code base as a REST API. And they do it with these Feathers services. All is built on these Feathers services, that way you can get CRUD operations out of the box with different database connectors. So this is the most basic thing about Feathers.js. You always have this service. A service is basically endpoint. You can use your CRUD operations. And the main part where you do your business logic are these hooks. So basically you do just functions that get called before your actual CRUD operation, after. So authentication would be the most obvious. Hey, am I allowed to access the database, these specific fields, or I can do things like protect the field, change things. So pretty forces you a lot to do structure your things. And I guess the easiest, I'll just do a small, show you a little bit. So, okay, let's go. So what I want to show you, let's make a sort of a pizza app. We'll do stuff. And I'll show you the nice thing about Feathers. They have a command line interface. It's like gives you a code generator. So you can do all the basic setup by command line interface, maybe like a little bit like React Starter, if you know that. So what we can do here, just type Feathers generate app. And yeah, you have to go through these options, description, okay. Source, let's say. Oh wait, I have to go into the app. Okay, again. Right. Project name, PM, you can, and for today purposes, I'll only show this REST, how it works with REST, but basically it's the same. You can choose your transports. And yeah, it also automatically gives you the testing framework. And after this, installs all the npm packages, everything. It also gives you NodeMon out of the box, so you can have your hot reload. You don't have to do anything for that, which is pretty nice, especially if you're starting off projects. So I can just type in here, and I have a server running on localhost. Well, that's it. I mean, not much there yet, but that's how you create a server with Feathers.js. And now, still didn't write any code, and I'll create a service now also from the command line interface. So you can do the same thing again. Oh wait, let's do this. Right. All right. And you just type this. And again, now you can actually choose what kind of service you do. Like, you have these different options. You can connect different databases, MongoDB, Mongoose, different SQL options. Pretty nice out of the box. So for today, I'll just show you one with an EDB. It's like, if you don't know, it's basically like a database that's in one file in your app. It's both basically for testing mostly. Yeah. Let's do the pizza service in the pizza app. Oh yeah, it tells you on which path it's registered. You can ask. So and where to save the data file of this NEDB. All right, and what we will test once it's done, see. Let's wait. Let's just check out what's created in here. Oh wait, what do I have here? Oh, that's weird. Okay, pizza app. So what it creates for you, this is the basic structure of Feathers.js. We put everything in this source file, maybe things like config files, automated testing for each service. It also adds, you have to write the test yourself, but at least the structure is there, obviously. And yeah, so this is what we got. In here, the services is where the magic happens, and this is what we automatically created through the CLI. So basically what it does, it just types in all this boilerplate code for you. So okay, register the service on this endpoint. So if you know Express.js, it's basically app use, it's from Express.js. I think they have their own version now of Express, but at the beginning at least they use the actual framework. Yeah, let's test it out. I have Somnia open. I'm just gonna post something here. So we have the localhost pizza path. And well, it's on AnyDB, we don't have any model or something. It's just for testing, so we can post anything basically. But yeah, let's test it out. Oh yeah, I didn't have to restart the server. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's try again. Yay, we posted something. And to prove it's also working, you can take this ID, and you can actually get that data. So if I say, make a GET request and / that ID, I actually get back my pizza with some ingredients. So it's pretty nice if you're starting a project and you just want to do some basic CRUD operations, you just generate the code. I didn't even write any line of code yet. Pretty nice. And yeah, it works for Mongoose really nicely. It's how we use it. Okay, let's show you AnyDB where it actually saves the data in, where is it? Ah yeah, here. Like a data folder, and it's basically just a file with the stuff in it for testing, what I just posted. All right, so now how to actually do the business logic, one thing to show you. I'm going to create a new service. Oh, I have a, hope I made a slide for that. Yeah, so this is our main app now. And what I want to do is, every time I create a pizza, before I actually save it, I want to see, hey, how much calories does it have? And then also save it to the database. So in Feathers, you would do it in a before hook, before you actually create it. You just write your logic and then add it to the whole stream. So let's do that. All right, I'll just go ahead and create another service. Generate service. All right, yeah. And this time I'll do a custom service. So you don't have to use the out-of-the-box version. You can write your own logic for post, create, read up for all that. We'll call it calorie. All right. Let's check it out. Refresh. Yeah, now we have the new service called calorie. And in this time, because it's a custom one, we actually have to write the logic for the find, update, delete in ourselves. So if you see here, we only have the service and the hooks. But here we also have the class, and which predefines like each of the functions you have to implement. We have a find, which is basically a get with a query, with a get, which for ID. We have create for posting data. And yeah, we're just going to do a find here. So what I want to do is, before I actually create my pizza, I want to call this service that gives me back how much calories there are. So I'm not going to implement a huge thing here, but what you get in this params is you get params. You always get this query object. And in here is that you can pass your options. So basically, like if you use SQL or Mongoose or anything, you just pass in your Mongo query directly and get back the data. And now we're just going to do ingredient. So basically, the stuff I posted some ingredients, and in here, let's just say we have some heavy workload that's going to do our work, and at the end, for making it easy, just return some amount. Let's say we have 2,000 calories for this service. Okay. Yeah, query. All right. Oh yeah. And what we now will do, I should do it. Let's put this away. And now we want to call it from these hooks. So basically, this is how the hooks look like. It's really just an object with a few arrays. So any function I will write in the create in here will be called before the actual operation, CRUD operation. And any functions I write in here after. And like Feathers really gives you a lot of these hooks out of the box, like protecting fields or the authentication. Like the CLI, you can also just type Feathers generate authentication, and you have all the GWT handling, everything out of the box, which is nice. All right. So now I'm just going to write the hook. And each hook always gets this one argument called context. And in there is basically everything you need. All the what queried is, all the request data, or if you like to the hook and add like have a JWT token, it automatically gives you the user, so you can do stuff with the user data. But in here, let's say, let's do it like this again. What we always get is this app object, which you can do call all services easily, and we get the data which we post. Oh, context. All right. And now here we have, so from this side here, I just want to get these ingredients. So what I can do, I just say apps.service, and which service I want to call. We called it calorie, right? And you can do a find. So internally, you can you call these services like this, and all the services can also be used like as an API, like all the post requests, all the requests you can do. All right, let's check it out. I want to find something. I can pass my query, and I will only pass the ingredients in, so like this, right. Ingredients, right. And the data we posted, it was in ingredients, right? Let's check it out. This is what I posted, basic. You see that? So the name of the pizza and just some ingredients. And this data object I'm posting, I'll get in here, basically, in this data object here. And I can use it and call other things. I think, yeah, this won't work otherwise. So everything is basically always a promise. So if you use the newest Node versions, you can always use the nice async await stuff. Calories. And I will now just add it to the data object. So I just say, hey, the calories of this pizza is the calories I got from the service. Yeah, don't ignore the error. This is my ESLint fighting prettier. Anyway, so I hope this will work. Let's see. So what we should see now, if I post a new pizza here, I should actually also have a new field with the calories. So let's test it out. Yay, we have calories. So pretty nice. It's actually pretty easy to do things like this. And now, what I actually wanted to show you, right? So my motivation behind this is like, if you have the chance to start a new project and you think, okay, I'll take the newest things you can do, and it's like the newest technologies and approaches. And for me, it was like, okay, I want to do microservices, right? So super fancy with Node, it works really nice. But when you begin with microservices, you always have the beginning is really hard. So how do you connect the stuff, and do you even need to do a microservice? So the idea was, hey, why don't you just start monolithic way, but in a way that you can actually just take out stuff easily without rewriting your whole code base. And you can really do that nicely with Feathers. So the one problem you would see here, right? What would be easy, I can just take out this one service and call it and put it in another app. But we will in here still call it internally. So usually you would say, okay, it's another microservice. I have to do some kind of REST call to get the data, change my code, see where I actually implemented the service. But Feathers has a nice solution for this. And I'll show you how. What I'll do now, wait, still like this. I'm just going to go ahead and create a new Feathers app, since it's so easy. So let's make a calorie app. Calorie app. And I'm going to do the same thing again. Feathers, generate app. Right, we don't need this, npm. We don't need this. All right. That's it. And yeah, takes a while. Yeah, I have a slide for that actually. So this is what I'm trying to do, basically visually. I have these two services, and I call this one. But this one service, I realized, like after a while, we have this application, and you see, hey, this takes really long, and it slows down everything. And to more easily scale stuff, I would like to take it out and do like microservice structure. So what I want to do is take this whole service. Oh, yeah, put the service in a new Feathers app or microservice. But I still want to actually call it from inside my app as if it were in that app, so I don't have to rewrite all these calls. And yeah, let's do that. So what I'll do, let's do it like this. I don't know what this is. OK. So what I'll do, I'll just take this service here from this one app, this calorie service. I'll move it to the calorie app, like this, calorie app. All right, so now in this other app, in here, we have the service. So we have to do some manual things we have to do because we have Feathers always starts on port 3030, so we have two apps. Let's change it to 4040, all right. And we also have to, this time, register the service manually. So usually the CLI does it for you, but otherwise there's this index.js and the services, and that's where you just say, hey, I got these services and register them with the app. That's it. Let's do it like this. Just take out, put it here. All right. So first thing first, we'll check out it. First thing what should happen now, it should actually fail because, yeah, cannot read find of undefined because the service doesn't exist in my app anymore. But what I want to do now is connect these two apps. So what you can do is, in this pizza app here, we have app.js where everything starts. And I'm going to copy this code from, where do I have it? Here. Know everything bad. All right, let's put it, I think, here, right? Yeah. So quick explanation. What we do here is we require this Feathers thing called REST client and like a fetch library. You could also use Axios or something like that. And we register it here directly with this configure with our main app. Like our pizza app will get all services from the calorie app. So I can use all the services from the calorie app, but the actual heavy workload will be done in that service. So I think to make it more clear, I'll just put some logs everywhere so we can actually follow. And just say, let's put here some logs inside the calorie service. And then we make other log is where we actually call it in here, in the hooks. OK. Let's put it here. Calling the calorie service like this. Save all. Obviously, we have to, I have to install some libraries first. So we have the app.js, right? Yeah, require 2 new things, all right. Let's put this here and this one. All right, install those first. And then start both apps, code, MNUG, and this calorie app, right? So we can start this one, and we will start this one. Yeah, so we have 2 apps. And now, hopefully, it works again. Let's see. Yay! So now we have our calories again that did the heavy workload. And to prove that actually 2 different servers did it, we have our logs. So the one where the actual pizza service is calls this service in the hook, like this. And then it goes to the other app, calculating my calories for the ingredients and returning it. So it's like you can take all this heavy workload stuff, but the application, like all the calls you do internally, just you don't have to change it, which is nice, I think. Yeah, that's basically what I wanted to show you, because, yeah, see. So I'm using this as nothing would have changed. Once again, in my hook here. So this function that before I create the thing, I call this app. So I didn't have to change anything. I just copy-pasted the whole service somewhere else. And if you stick with the guidelines of Feathers, you can always easily do these things.